In this demonstration, we'll show you some of the editing features that are available in Stitch and Sew. In this case, what we're going to do is edit an expanded design or a stock design, specifically in DST format. It's commonly known that it is difficult to do this, and it's normally taught in embroidery class, digitizing classes, that you shouldn't be editing designs once they've been saved in the DST format. And this is also the case with Stitch and Sew, is that it's easier to edit files that you created and saved in the program's native CHE format, letting you do a lot of things, make some big changes. However, we do realize that you're going to have stock designs from time to time, or designs digitized by somebody else that are saved in DST, and you'll want to make some changes that are very important. So this is built into Stitch and Sew. We're going to demonstrate this by opening a design, a DST design. In this case, this is called Logo Wear, and show you some of the things that you can do with it. You can see that when it comes in, that it shows that the stitches were about 10,000 stitches, and if we have a look at the design, let's say if we want to change its size, it's showing us that, or if we want to change its density, it's also showing us that that we can change size or density, and you have a stitch processor that will remove or add stitches as necessary to keep a continuous density, or if need be, increase or decrease that, which is very important when you're trying to sew something on different kinds of fabrics, for example. So we'll go ahead and show you how easy that is to do right now. I'm going to, for example, change the size by going to Design, Change Size, choose a measurement in either inches or millimeters. It shows you the current size in inches, and if, let's say, for example, we want to size this down to a typical left chest size, maybe 3.5 inches across, notice that we changed that, and the corresponding measurement in the Y direction, the height, has changed automatically. We click OK. Notice there's a checkbox here that says Activate Stitch Processor, so when we do click OK, the stitch count adjusts itself accordingly. We've lost about 2,000 stitches, a little bit more than that, to keep the density of the stitching constant even as we size it down. There's other things we can do, like we showed you at the beginning of this demonstration. If we're still not happy with the density after sewing it out, we can further lighten that, either selected parts or the whole thing. Right click, change density, and we can decrease the density by large amounts or by small. In this case, usually probably a small amount. And you can check Use Stitch Processor, and when you do, and you click OK, you'll see that the stitch count changes, and we've lost a few hundred stitches, reflecting the amount that we wanted to reduce that stitch count. There are other important changes that we can do. For example, another common request that a lot of people want to do, you can see the word logo here is done in one color, and as you may know about DST files, if they are all one color, that means these are all one piece, so it's difficult to separate. When we try to click on one to change the color, it actually highlights the whole thing. However, if we zoom in to where these two letters are joined, as you can see here at this stitch, we can, I'll show you some of the tools that you can do with editing. There's a stitch edit function that now lets us do quite a bit. For example, we can highlight a stitch point, and you can see that joining stitch is highlighted. And this is a tool here called Block Split, and if we click on that and hit enter, then when I back out, then I can now highlight in block editing mode this particular letter, and now it's editable individually, and I can change its color, for example, because it's treatable but as a separate block that can be. So by this way, you can insert color changes in the middle of DST designs by going to any particular point and splitting that letter. As another example, we can go in the middle of the letter and go into Editing, Stitch Edit, and then again highlight a stitch point, and then click on Block Split. And let's also highlight another point along here. We'll confirm these changes. And you can see that now this G in the upper half of this O are one color, but now what I can do is select the other half of this O, and in fact make it a different color if I want to. So you can do just quite a few changes to the stitches if you want to. A little bit more in the editing tools that you can do with Stitch Edit. You can also add stitches. So let's say that we want to make this stem taller. I can highlight a stitch and then click on add stitches, and then I can click and continue to add more stitches if I want to, and additional detail. And I can also do the same thing as delete stitches, highlight a stitch point, and then hit the delete key. And erase the corresponding stitch points. Using the arrow keys to maneuver, and once they're deleted, hit enter, and we've deleted those stitches. So this is just an example of the types of editing that we can do, which you can see is a lot just with the DST designs. In the next demonstration, we'll show you how to do that with the CHE format and see additional powerful options that for designs that you have created yourself within Stitch and Sew.